All right, we are recording. Welcome everyone to this Team United International X Factor training session. We are Kenneth and Lisa Bristol coming to you from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we also have some guests with us from Toronto, Canada, down here in Myrtle for a boot camp session for 30 days, and that would be Mel and Glennie. So welcome, guys, and welcome to all of you on the line. The X Factor training is your mindset. Your mindset is the difference maker, and that is your X Factor. We like to say, enhance your mind, enhance your income. Now, we're going to share a lot of information with you today. This is a training session that will span probably 6 or 7 different sessions. The training session is called The Dance and the Science Behind It. So what we're getting ready to share with you is a training that Lisa and I have put together over many, many years. And this training has the ability to affect your business life, your personal life, your spiritual life. Every aspect of your existence can be affected by this training. You will learn how to persuade, influence, and lead people to achieve their needs, wants, and desires. Then and only then will you be able to achieve your needs, wants, and desires. Remember, change is usually painful, so hold on to why you are willing to change. Now, speaking of the why, everyone does things for a reason. People normally don't just do things because they have nothing else to do. Even when you're bored and you're just looking for something to do, you do things. Why? Because you want to. Because you want other things to happen. Because you want to have fun. Because you want to have excitement. Whatever the reason is, you're doing things for a reason. Your why is your motivation. If your why is so small that it doesn't motivate you to do something different so you can have something different, then you need a bigger why. If your why, as Jock Johnson used to teach us, if your why doesn't make you cry, you need a bigger why. If your why can be achieved on your own, you need a bigger why. If your why does not sustain you through the ups and downs of owning your own business, you need a bigger why. Your why is your motivation. When your feet hit the floor in the morning when you wake up, if you're not fired up and excited about a new day to exist spiritually, personally, and or financially, then you need a new why. That's another training. Make sure you connect with your team leaders. Build your why. It's your motivation. It's your encouragement. You need to know why you're doing this or you won't do it. Anyone in their right mind is not going to sustain themselves through all the challenges it takes to build your own business if you're not motivated. And that's going to be your why. So let's begin with contacting and connecting. Why? Because until you speak to customers, then you can't get them in the door and you can't introduce them to your products, goods, or services. So let's break it down into its finest little essence. Contacting in simple business terms is connecting with people. Now, mind you, what we're normally taught all these years is contacting is getting someone to a presentation or having a viable prospect for your business. That's not contacting. That's talking to somebody to get them in your business. That's a viable prospect. Contacting is connecting with people. You have to connect with them to make them aware of the product, good, service, or opportunity associated with your business. That is contacting. But connecting is making a connection, and we're going to get into that a little later. Connecting with purpose could be perceived as the ability to effectively communicate with people in the attempt to create a mutually beneficial relationship. So, contacting is connecting with people to make them aware that you're in business and you have something you want to share with them. If they're interested in it, then you can provide them that product, good, service, or opportunity. Connecting is actually the act of effectively communicating with people in the attempt to create a mutually beneficial relationship. In other words, customers or clients need you to provide your products, goods, services, or opportunities for their own need and comfort. Also, you need your customers and clients to buy those same products, goods, services, or opportunities from you. That is the mutually beneficial relationship. They need you as much as you need them. We need the shoe cobbler to make shoes as much as we need to buy the shoes. And he needs us to buy the shoes as much as we need to wear the shoes. That's a mutually beneficial relationship. Contacting and connecting are necessary to build any business. That's why advertising and marketing is such a huge market. That's why it's so much money involved. Connecting with people will afford you the greatest success in building your business. If you own let's say you own a laser tag shop where kids and adults alike come in and pay to use basically your obstacle course to play laser tag. Well, how does the public know you're there? How does the public know you're in business? Marketing and advertising, which are tools that you're using to contact and connect with customers or clients, or potential customers and clients. You must, on a consistent and persistent basis, introduce or expose new people to your product, good, service, or opportunity to successfully build your organization. And that is with any business. The direct sales business, the direct sales industry is no different. You must consistently and persistently introduce or expose new people to what you have to offer, or your business cannot survive. So when you think about contacting, when you think about prospecting, remember, it has to be a mutually beneficial relationship, or you just want them to get in your business so you can make money off of them. What's their benefit? I know what you're thinking. They have the same opportunity I do to build their own empire. Really? Do you really believe that? Is that what you're telling yourself? That you're doing your part by contacting and getting people in your business venture with you? They need to just go out and do the same. Well, what happens to your business if they are not successful? It is infinitely easier and faster to obtain your needs, wants, and or desires when you have the assistance and cooperation of others. That's a powerful statement. Now, You're correct, Nazarene, and Yola, and Candy, and Batman. You have no income if you do not create that mutually beneficial relationship. Why? Because, like Candy said, they leave or they don't return and do business with you again. And like Yola said, we have no business, and Nazarene, there is no growth. How can you sustain any business model without growth? How can you sustain any business model if your customers and clients don't come back to you? If they leave you, you won't have a business. So you have to create a mutually beneficial relationship. That's why you need the cooperation of someone else. At least you need the cooperation of someone else. Even if it's the cooperation of purchasing your product, good, or service. Now, advertising is one of the many ways businesses reach out to contact and connect with new clients and or existing customers and clients. Now, think about this. Let's say you have a hair salon and you have a clientele that exclusively uses your services. Well, what happens if the shop closes for whatever reason? It burns down, or the rent doubles on the shop, whether you own it or you're just renting the chair, whatever the situation may be. Let's say you have to change locations. Will your clientele continue to allow you to be their hairstylist by following you to the new location, or will they just find another hairstylist that is located more conveniently close to them since you're moving farther away? Well, from experience, as you can see, I'm very much into hair, and I believe the vast majority of people would agree with me. Once you have a hairstylist that you're comfortable with, as long as they're not leaving the county or the state, you will follow them. Why? Because they know what you want. Do you agree with that, Glennie?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree with that, Lisa?
Yes.
It's one of those things where if you have a mutually beneficial relationship, they know what they're going to get. They know they're going to be happy. So they're going to stick with it. If you're the one making money and your business partner is not, that's not a mutually beneficial relationship. So if you're not, by saying that I did my part in prospecting and getting them involved, they need to go do that, you're risking losing your clientele from following you. Now, word of mouth advertising has always been and will always be the greatest form of cooperative advertisement. Why? Because of one word: trust. It is the assistance of previous customers bringing in new customers. It's called referrals. Word of mouth advertising is so powerful because when we tell our family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers about something we like, they believe us because they know us. So word of mouth advertising is what part of the direct selling industry is based on. Now, go to any company. 99.9% of companies will agree that they love referral business. Why? Because they did not have to spend the marketing and advertising dollars to get that customer or client. Someone who is already a customer or client is out there advertising for us free of charge. What company wouldn't love that? And Yola, Nazarene, and Magda, and Joyce, and Christine, thank you for the comments. It is It's just my belief, maybe, but here's how I feel about it. If I need my product, good, or service to be known by the public, I believe a friend telling a friend is more powerful than any marketing strategy I could employ, or any tool I could use, or any advertising gimmick that I could use. Nothing is more powerful than trust. Visibility to existing customers and exposure to new clients are key for a business wanting to experience above average success. In addition to the traditional methods, new ways of reaching the masses are provided by the internet. Now, we're all familiar with the internet because we're here on this training. However, are we technologically savvy enough to utilize this wonderful tool that can help you span the globe that we call the internet? Or do you need the cooperation of someone to help you? You see, I personally believe what our mentor taught us, and that is you need the cooperation of others to achieve your goals. Like I said at the top of the call, if your goals and dreams, if your why is so small that you can achieve it alone, then you need a bigger why. You need the cooperation of others to achieve your goals. If for no other reason, you need them to cooperate with you enough to purchase your product, goods, or services. So it makes sense to me to understand that if you need the cooperation of others, then why not learn the art of gaining the cooperation of others? Why is it that we'll spend our time learning our product, good, or service inside and out? We'll study it and practice it and do all sorts of things. But when it comes to exactly what you need to build your business, which is the cooperation of others, we don't think we should study that. We don't think we need to spend too much time on that. Well, just like you see on this slide, there's a gentleman at the front of the room who is going to show you exactly what you need to succeed, to help you become an eagle in the marketplace. The question is, are you paying attention? Or is this you over here reading the paper? Like right now, on this training, I assure you, some of you are paying attention. Some of you are listening but not hearing. Some of you are even taking notes. And some of you, if I go back and ask you what was the first thing I said when we opened up this call, you may or may not be able to tell me. But it was the reason for this training call. Are you ready to dance? Now, I'm going to read this just as it's written because it's so powerful. I want you to understand the dance is timeless. The dance has been done in every arena, in every company, in every industry, on every continent, in every country, in every state, in every city, in every town, in every home, even in every classroom, in every meeting, and in every relationship. The dance has been done by everyone, from newborns to the elderly. We've all done the dance at one time or another. The dance has been done since the beginning of time and will be done until the end of time. Guaranteed. Why? Because the dance is timeless. And as Pastor Craig said, you must know your why if productive change is to take place. Your why is the fuel in your vehicle change. Change is inevitable. Change happens every day, just like the dance. Embrace it. Now, what you might be asking yourself at this point is, what exactly is the dance? If I've already done it, if so many people have already done it, what is it? I mean, really? Well, let's look at some definitions. If I told you that you've already done this, I want you to pay very close attention to these definitions and the underlined words, because you'll see how they work together. The dance is persuasion. Now, persuasion by Webster's definition. Now remember, this whole thing started with contacting and connecting. Why? Because you need people to purchase your products, goods, services, or be involved in your opportunity in order for your business to be successful. Any business. Your relationships with your spouse, you need their cooperation. Your children, you need their cooperation to do what you tell them to do, to keep them safe, to not talk to strangers, to not be out after 10 p.m. All those things that you share with people you love, people you like, and people that you do business with. You have to realize that you need the cooperation of others. You need to be, or your material needs to be persuasive enough to help them do what you need them to do, which is purchase your products, goods, or services. So the dance is persuasion. Now, according to Webster's definition, persuasion is the act of persuading, the act of influencing the mind. How? By arguments or by reasons offered, or by anything that moves the mind or moves the passion, or inclines the will to a particular determination. Now, what that means is persuasion is basically an action, it's an activity, it's a verb, it's doing something. Notice, it's doing something. It's not passive, it's active, okay? It's the act of influencing someone's mind. Even if it's your own, you can persuade yourself to believe that lie somebody's telling you because you really want to believe it, but you know it's a lie. But you want to believe it. So we can persuade ourselves, we can persuade others. So by influencing the mind, but you're backing it up with some type of argument, with some type of proof, with some type of reason that you're offering. So persuasion is not telling somebody to do something. It's not a dictatorship. Persuasion is cooperative. Persuasion is dancing. It's moving. It's interaction. Okay? So the act of influencing the mind by arguments or reasons offered, or by anything that moves the mind or passion. For example, if I know you like my pen and I need you to take me to the grocery store, I could influence you to take me to the grocery store by telling you I might give you my pen. So it's the act of influencing the mind by anything that moves the mind or moves the passion. You understand? I know. Christine's laughing at me. She's like, I'm going to come all the way over there and take you to the grocery store because you're going to give me an ink pen. Thanks. Yes, persuasion is a powerful tool. But if you notice, persuasion is the act of influencing. And I thought about that and I said, well, what exactly is influencing? Influence and persuasion are so close together. I thought I'd go look up the definition of influence. Influence, thank you, nice pen. The influence by Webster's definition is to control or move by power. So, Here's a question for you. Am I influencing this pen right now? Yes, I am. Because I'm controlling it. I'm moving it by power. Okay? Physical or moral. So if I told you, I need you to come take me to the grocery store, or we're not going to be friends anymore. Because I need you, yes, it is an action. Because I need you to do this for me. That is trying to move you or control you by moral, not by power, not by force. You can influence someone by gentle action. Notice action. It's in there again. Influence is a verb. It's an action. It's something that you do. Influence, just like persuasion, is interactive. It's a dance. It's to exert an influence upon, to modify something, to have bias, to sway, to move, to persuade. Now, this is the one that caught me. I knew persuade was in there because influence was in the definition of persuasion, so it made sense that the persuasion would be in the definition of influence. But notice the difference. It's influencing the mind by arguments or reason offered is persuasion, and influencing is physical or moral, to control or move by power, physical or moral, to affect by gentle action, to exert an influence upon, to persuade, and here's the one that got me, to induce. That really caught my attention. All these powerful words, to control, to move by power, physical or moral, to modify, bias or sway, to move, to persuade, to induce. Well, I had to go look up induce. And guess what I found? Leadership. The definition of leadership is the position or office of a leader to influence or induce, to cause. Here we are with yet another action. It's a verb, it's a thing, it's a power, it's a movement. It's leadership. Leadership is not static. Leadership is fluid, it's moving. So when I looked at this, and that's why we underline the words, the dance is persuasion. Persuasion is influence, and influence is leadership. So the dance is all these things, and you all have done it multiple times. So you're already dancing. Well, welcome to the world of knowing that you're doing something, and it's a good thing. So when Lisa and I thought to combine these definitions, we realize that the dance is the act of using the techniques of persuasion, influence, and leadership to accomplish a specific set of goals. You remember, to incline the will to a determination, to sway, to bias. I know a guy named Tobias. To sway, to move, to modify, to influence, to get something done. And like John Maxwell says, everything, not some things, not a lot of things, not many things, not a few things, but everything rises and falls on leadership. That's a powerful statement. If everything rises and falls on leadership, then everything rises and falls on persuasion, on influence, on moving, power, moral, physical, affecting, gentle action, nudges. All of that is part of leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Your business is determined by its leadership. Almost everything we want to have or accomplish requires the cooperation of other people. Now think about these three statements, folks. The dance is the act of using the techniques of persuasion, influence, and leadership to accomplish a specific set of goals. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And almost everything we want to have or accomplish requires the cooperation of other people. These three statements are the roots of basic training in the direct sales industry. The dance is a very advanced training to help those who want to build a strong, profitable, stable, long-lasting, fast-growing business. Now notice, it didn't say that wanted to passively create or inherit. To build a strong, profitable, stable, long-lasting, fast-growing business. Those three statements are paramount. Now, how many of you take that to heart? We shall see. Here's a quick word on goals. Then I'm going to give you an assignment and we'll end this introduction, first installment to the dance. Here's a quick word on goals. Let me give you a quote from Kurt Thomas that may be able to impact your goal setting. I feel that the most important step in any major accomplishment is setting a specific goal. This enables you to keep your mind focused on your goal and off the many obstacles that will arise when you are striving to do your best. That's pretty powerful. Now, SMART goals are a guideline that can help you do just that. Stay focused. It's an acronym, SMART. The S, specific. Make your goals very specific. And they need to be small, medium, and large, or short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. You need dozens of goals. But they have to be very specific. They have to be detailed. Don't be afraid to write your goal and then explain what your goal means. Your goals have to be not only mapped out, they have to be structured. Otherwise, your goal is, I want to make $1 million a year. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I want to make $1 million a year. That's not a goal. That's a dream. Okay? They have to be specific and detailed so they can be mapped out. The M, they need to be measurable, quantifiable. Why? So you can use those detailed steps as stepping stones. Okay? You want to make $1 million a year? Well, that's $83,000 per month. Okay? That's just over $20,000 a week. All right? So, you're talking right around somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 a day. Now we know. We're right down to the day. Here's what I need to do to get to that $1 million a year. They have to be measurable. You have to be able to quantify them so you can use them as stepping stones. If at the end of the day you only made $2, then you got to pick up the pace in order to get to the $2,500 a day, to get to the weekly goal, to get to the monthly goal, to get to the yearly goal. Now, the A, they must be attainable. I want to make $1 million by tomorrow. Even if you did hit the lottery, you wouldn't get it tomorrow. So your goal must be possible. If they can't actually be achieved, then you're not going to be motivated to get it done because you won't even believe it. They have to be attainable so they're believable. They must be realistic. In other words, they need to be significant. They need to motivate you. This is part of your why. Your goals are part of your why. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point? You know, if they're not realistic, then they're not going to motivate you. Yeah, I want to make $1 million. Why? Because I want to put it under my mattress. You know, that's when people sleep in. Instead of, as soon as they wake up, their feet hit the floor and they're ready to go because they're chasing something. They have some action. They're trying to get something done. Make $3,000 a month in the next 12 months. Time is my short-term goal. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, Nazarene. The T must be timely. It has to be scheduled. In other words, you have to give it a date. You have to give it a time frame. You have to give it a window. Why? Because goals without dates are just dreams. Okay? Now, here's some advice from Paul Meyer. Crystallize your goals. Make a plan for achieving them and set yourself a deadline. Then, with supreme confidence, determination, and complete disregard for obstacles and other people's criticisms, carry out your plan. Powerful advice. Very powerful advice. Now, up until this point, did you have SMART goals or did you just have goals? You had SMART goals? Very good. Very good. A mix. Most of us do have a mix. Some of our goals have dates. Some of them are just written down. Just had goals. Yes. You want SMART goals. And if you don't have goals, then you're not going anywhere. So you need goals. All right. Let's begin to wrap up here. Let me just give you a quick word on teaching methods. We have, as a team, we have revived and refined a proven method of learning. Our system ensures you achieve all of your goals. Now, notice what it said. Our system ensures you achieve all of your goals. It doesn't say that our system ensures that you do what we teach. That's up to you. Our system ensures you achieve all of your goals. There is a training called the Personal Success Wheel that will get into that in real depth. Make sure you catch that training. It's the same method we all use to learn how to eat, walk, talk, ride a bike, read, excel in sports or academics, and it's the same for success in business. That method is believe, learn, practice, and teach. Using the believe, learn, practice, and teach method will systematically grow each individual to their maximum potential, personally, or in business. That's how powerful the believe, learn, practice, and teach is. Now, we're going to stop here. We will pick this up next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we're going to share with you 1 hour of high potent content, just like we did today. And I want you to go back over these videos. Go back over your notes. Create that action that you need to make your business a success. Create that learning environment for yourself that will help you learn this material. It'll help you persuade your children to clean their bedroom. It'll help you have influence over your superiors at work and your employees. This training can provide you with everything you need to be successful in all aspects of your life, spiritually, personally, and or financially. You just have to embrace it, learn it, believe it, learn it, practice it, and teach it. And we'll go over that in the next session. Thank you for joining us for this X Factor training, and we'll see you on the other side next time. Have a great night. Bye-bye.